Hi, I'm Anthony Catan. Today I'm going to show you how I built this outdoor patio set with a concrete fire pit on avocation. So to start off this build, what we actually had to do first was clear the old fire pit that was there when we moved in. This was a very laborious and tedious process that took about 4 hours and about 24 bags of just dirt and ash and sticks and just metal pieces that we found in there. We then had to remove all the stones. We kept these for later just in case that we needed them. Not quite sure what we do with them since we're already going to have a fire pit. But I mean, might as well just use them for our next project. Next we used the stones that we were going to use the patio to kind of figure out where we wanted the pit itself. Since that was the center, we found where we wanted, measured how far we wanted it, and then marked it so we knew exactly where to till with the tiller. This was an incredibly tedious process as well. Just about everything in this build is a tedious process. But our dirt was extremely tough, so it was just barely scraping the surface, so it took another about 3 to 4 hours. But after that, we went ahead and marked the center again, and we just took a shovel and just dug about a foot down, since we knew that we did want this fire pit to recess just a little bit. So next up is actually making the mold for the concrete fire pit. So for this, I'm just going to use leftover melamine that I had. You're just actually going to make 2 boxes, a bigger box and a smaller box, and in between those boxes is where you're going to pour the concrete itself. Also, make sure you take account of how thick your melamine is. In my case, it was 1/2 inch, so just make sure you make your box about 1/2 inch bigger on each side. Once everything was cut, I went ahead and just screwed all the boxes together. As you can kind of tell here, the top left corner, everything didn't quite match up. That's because I didn't really care about the heights, and I just kind of thought that the concrete would level itself. In the end, it kind of did that, but it ended up kind of bowing just a little bit, which I'm honestly fine with. You can't really tell unless you really take a look at it. I then used some silicone to caulk off all of the corners, since I didn't want anything to kind of seep out from the edges. Once that was secured, went ahead and added the next box. I added some tape to the edges to make sure that the concrete wouldn't stick. After that, I added about 2 bags of gravel and then started shoveling in the concrete. And what actually happened here, I did not measure the volume of how much concrete that was going to be needed. So after pouring all the bags, we had to go back to the store and come back and pour the rest, because I didn't want it to leave overnight, since it's not a good bond. What ended up happening is we did not break out all the bubbles during that first pour, and you can see here there are a little bit of bubbles at the bottom. The top was fine, but the bottom was alright. Next came laying the bricks. So we actually just did this first layer just to see how tightly it was to the fire pit, and it turned out perfect. And this actually covered up the bubbles that happened before, so it actually turned out not to be that big of a deal. And then as you can see here, we poured in some gravel and then just a little bit of lava rocks just to help with the drainage. So the bricks ended up actually being 2 different sizes, so it left about a 1/4 inch gap everywhere. This wasn't that big of a deal, since I knew that I was going to put in sand later, but it was just a real pain just to make sure that everything was nice and evenly spaced. About 3 days later, after laying all those bricks and just making sure that the ground was flat, it was finally finished, at least for now. The next step was to clear away all the dead grass that we did just till up, and then make an even transition and also plant some grass seeds. Once that was done, we were able to move on to sand. We actually only had to use 1 full bag of sand, so this part was pretty cheap. It was just a very tedious process again, just to make sure that all the sand goes in each individual crack for a nice even transition between the bricks. We then moved on to watering the yard about twice a day for about a week, and after that, it was finally finished.
Ow! Stop, go! Stop it!